Before anyone noticed the quiet man sitting at his desk, before the coffee cooled in his untouched mug, before the office lights fully woke up, his phone buzzed with a photo. A little girl missing her 2 front teeth, holding a crayon drawing that said, "Love you, Daddy." He smiled, not the kind of smile people see, but the kind that lives deep in the chest. And right then, if you've ever loved someone so much it rearranged your entire life, you already understand him. If this story touches you even a little, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, because stories like this deserve to be heard. Ethan Walker was known in the office as dependable, quiet, and impossibly focused. He never joined happy hours, never flirted in meetings, never talked about his personal life. To most people, he was just another hardworking employee. To his boss, Claire Bennett, he was a mystery she couldn't stop thinking about. Claire had built her career by reading people. She could spot ambition, fear, dishonesty, but Ethan confused her. He worked harder than anyone, stayed later than necessary, and yet seemed completely detached from the ladder everyone else was climbing. And the thing that puzzled her most? He never dated. Not once in the 3 years she'd known him. That afternoon, as rain streaked the windows and the office emptied early, Claire found herself lingering near his desk. It wasn't planned. Or maybe it was. "You know," she said casually, pretending to review a file, "people talk." Ethan glanced up, polite but guarded. "About work?" "No," she said, smiling softly. "About you." He gave a small, uncomfortable chuckle. "That sounds dangerous." "They're curious," Claire continued. "Smart, kind, good-looking man. No girlfriend. No dates. No drama. Why won't you date?" The question landed heavier than she expected. Ethan didn't answer right away. His eyes dropped to the photo still open on his phone. For a moment, Claire thought she'd crossed a line. Then he spoke. "It's not that I won't," he said quietly. "It's that I can't." Claire frowned. "Can't, or won't?" Ethan stood up, slowly, as if standing too fast might crack something fragile inside him. "Because every time someone gets close," he said, voice steady but eyes tired, "they become second place." "Second place to what?" she asked. He looked at her then. Really looked at her. And what she saw made her chest tighten. "To my daughter." The office felt suddenly smaller. "You have a daughter?" "She's 7, he said. "Her name's Lily." Claire's surprise softened into something warmer. "I didn't know. I don't talk about her much." "Why?" "Because when people find out," he said gently, "they either disappear, or try to compete with her." Claire laughed lightly. "Anyone who'd compete with a child." "Doesn't think they are," Ethan interrupted. "At first." The rain outside grew heavier, matching the silence between them. Later that night, Ethan picked Lily up from after-school care. She ran into his arms like she always did, backpack bouncing, stories spilling out faster than he could catch them. As they drove home, she talked about spelling tests and playground drama, about how her teacher said she was brave. "Daddy," she said suddenly, staring out the window, "what does brave mean?" Ethan thought for a moment. "It means doing the right thing, even when it hurts." "Like when Mommy went away?" she asked softly. His grip tightened on the steering wheel. "Yes," he said. "Like that." Lily's mother had died 4 years earlier. A sudden illness. A goodbye that came too fast. Ethan had been left holding a tiny hand and a life he hadn't planned alone. Dating after that felt wrong, not because he didn't want love, but because love now came with rules. Lily first. Always. The next week, Claire found herself noticing Ethan more. The way he rushed out exactly at 5. The way he declined a promotion that would require travel. The way his phone wallpaper changed from spreadsheets to crayon drawings. One evening, she stayed late again. So did he. You ever get tired? She asked, half joking. All the time, he replied. But tired isn't the same as unhappy. She hesitated. Can I ask you something personal? He nodded. Did you ever think about moving on? Ethan exhaled slowly. Every day. And every day, he said, I ask myself if I'm ready to let someone into Lily's world. Because if they leave, she loses again. Claire's heart broke quietly, without permission. Weeks passed. Conversations grew longer. Softer. Claire learned about Lily's favorite bedtime stories. Ethan learned Claire had grown up feeling invisible, always second choice, always waiting to be picked. One night, Claire finally admitted what she'd been avoiding. I like you, she said, voice barely above a whisper. More than I should. Ethan closed his eyes. I know. And I can't be unfair to you. Her throat tightened. By choosing your daughter? By asking you to live in her shadow, he said. No one deserves that. Tears welled in her eyes. You think I'd resent her? I think love is complicated, he replied gently. And I won't risk hurting her, or you. Claire nodded, tears slipping free. That's the saddest thing anyone's ever said to me. It's also the truest. Months later, life shifted again. Lily got sick, nothing serious, but enough to scare Ethan into sleepless nights. Claire showed up at the hospital with soup and coloring books, no expectations, no pressure. Lily looked up at her. Are you my daddy's friend? Claire smiled. I hope so. Lily studied her carefully. You can sit here. Daddy needs help sometimes. Something in Claire cracked open. Time passed. Slowly. Naturally. No rush. No promises. One evening, as Ethan tucked Lily into bed, she asked, Daddy, why don't you have someone? He paused. Because I was waiting. For what? For someone who understands that loving you is part of loving me. Lily smiled sleepily. I think Claire does. Ethan laughed softly. I think you might be right. The next morning, as sunlight filled the kitchen, Ethan sent Claire a message. I don't want to date, it read. I want to build something honest. With you. If you're willing. Her reply came seconds later. I already am. And if this story reminded you that love doesn't always look like fireworks, sometimes it looks like patience, sacrifice, and choosing what matters most, then don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Because the strongest hearts are often the quietest ones, and the bravest love is the kind that puts others first.